Welcome back, everyone, to another training vlog. So today I wanted to talk about last training vlog. I talked about how you don't really need much for training for the Highland games, and I talked about sticks and stones, training with that. Talked about how I had a 1-inch barbell without any rack to put it on. Talked about my Bowflex and all sorts of different things that you don't need a whole lot to train. But I also said that I love the barbell, and I just wanted to tell you some of the reasons why the barbell I think is one of the best pieces of fitness equipment to utilize in your training. And one reason is the sheer variety of exercises you can do it, especially if you get a landmine as well. There's just so many exercises that you can do. These videos, I'm just very scratching the surface of the different types of exercises that are accomplishable by barbell. And so that's like a really useful thing for one thing, to make variety a bit better. Sometimes it gets boring doing the same thing, even though that's kind of what I'm doing with the barbell anyways. But if I ever got really bored, I could change it up and change things up. So that's one really good thing. I can train basically every muscle part with the barbell if I do it properly. And so it's a great tool. The other thing is, once you learn how to do the lifts and stuff, it's actually a really safe tool. It's ergonomic to lift, and so it's a very safe tool to use. And sometimes, if you're lifting stones, you're in an awkward position, and your chances of injury may be a little bit higher than a barbell. But yeah, that's definitely a good thing. The safety of it. Probably one of the most underrated things is how much you can load it or how little you can load it. Like, I can load this 1 pound at a time and really dial it into what I need. I have little micro plates that are 0.5 pounds, 0.5 pounds, and two of them obviously equal a pound. So I can dial this in right to the pound and keep progressing and getting stronger and stronger. So it's a really good tool for that sort of thing. And probably the last one, and one that's more specific to the Highland Games, is even exercises like I'm doing bench press here. I could totally change it up and do bench press still, but do it in a totally different way. Like, for example, I could put a little less weight and move fast, and that'll help develop my power and explosiveness. I can go super slow on the decentric and then go really fast in the concentric, or vice versa. There's all sorts of different ways I can add bands to it, and that changes the stimulus. It doesn't feel the same when you add bands to, say, barbell bench press, because you have to kind of try to explode out of the bottom so you can finish the rep. There's just all sorts of things, all sorts of varieties, all sorts of different ways of doing it. It's really so simple, so elegant, that you're able to do all sorts of things with it. So yeah, the barbell is a great training tool, and even if you enjoy other forms of training, which is fine, that we'll enjoy the things we enjoy. Just the simple things that I mentioned for the barbell really make it a top choice fitness equipment for strength training and power development and all that kind of stuff. And so I would recommend that. The one downfall with the barbell that I can think of is it really comes alive when you have a rack. So you kind of have to pay for either a squat stand or a rack or something along those lines. Because when I had the 1-inch barbell with no rack, every time I used it, I had to pick it up off the floor, and that's fine. But you can't really get really heavy, say on squats, because you have to pick it off the floor and then place it on the back of your on your back. That really limits the amount you can put on the bar for your squats. So that's just one example. But so having something where you can elevate the barbell and start from a elevated position really helps the piece of equipment come alive, and you're able to do all sorts of cool things with it. All right, so in the exercises, I'm back to my chin-ups. I don't know what's been going on with me in chin-ups. Before I started making these series, the last time I did this was I did 10 reps, 9 reps, and then 9 reps. So I thought I was on the cusp of my 10, 10, 10 reps goal. And then if people haven't watched my original content, you can see I'm doing banded assist. You can see the red band there. My goal was to, if I did 3 sets of 10, then I'd get a smaller band and keep doing it until I do 3 sets of 10. But for some reason, my chin-ups have gone really down, and really the limiting factor for me, for whatever reason, is my biceps. Actually, it's just that little bit of a pull that you see with the biceps there. It's really kind of limiting me. So these are, I think they're called scapular contractions, where you contract your scapulas like you're doing a chin up, but without fully accomplishing the chin up. So yeah, that's the end of this workout. You can see you got to clean up the gear when you're done with it. And this is an Orion bench that I have. It's actually an excellent bench. I never hear anybody review really any of Orion's equipment. Well, and that pretty much ends this video, my workout session. So I hope you all have a great day today. See ya.